All right, we'll go ahead and call Marshall County Fiscal Court to order, May 21st, 2019. I've got Chad McCann. He contacted me yesterday, so I've got him added to the agenda. Chad, you want to come up, talk about the Southwest 1 line extension? Good morning.
Good morning.
That's what was just handed to you.
All right. Yeah, give a brief update as far as Rivercrest's progress goes on the project there at Southwest 1. We've got plans that are currently being reviewed at the Division of Water in Frankfort for the water and sewer extensions there. Actually had a meeting with them last week, and indications are here in the next week or so we will have approval from them for the construction on both those lines that we've designed through there. We are currently finishing up the easements. I'll say that's further down the agenda, and we'll talk about those in detail, but we are currently we've got 28 out of the 33 easements secured in hand, and we've opened discussions with the other 5. Really just need a little bit of direction from the Fiscal Court on proceeding with those last 5 so that we can get those closed out and get those moved forward so we can get into procurement phase here pretty quick on those improvements. We've also coordinated with the Industrial Development Authority, and in that coordination for the design of the sewer extension, it's actually going to come out of the lift station there at the Industrial Park site up to the proposed site for United Systems. We've completed that design work as well, and we're prepared to submit that to the Division of Water in Frankfort as an amendment to the current permit package that they're reviewing. Go ahead and just make that streamlined, get it all approved at one time. That way we can get forward. The next step with that, and this is a question as much as anything, is when we get into the bidding process there, I just want to talk to you guys about how you'd like us to bid that work out. Obviously, the Fiscal Court, in our understanding, would bid out the water main and the lift station and force main improvements as we originally contracted with you to do. As far as any sewer line extensions on the property itself, I wanted to know if you guys want to bid that out together in one package, or if you'd like to keep that separate for just financial reasons or book reasons through there. We're not there yet. I don't have to have that answer today, but that's something that I would like to talk to you about and just make sure that we understand how you guys would like to proceed there.
Okay.
With those items. As far as the package that I'd sent to you, Judge, that permit submittal there, it will be more streamlined from a permitting standpoint. Like I said, to include that sewer line extension in the current permit submittal, just to reduce paperwork and streamline that effort there at the Division of Water permitting level. So I'm asking today, just for your permission, to go ahead and execute that permit and go ahead and send that up there to Frankfort so we can get that approved.
So we would need a motion on the permit to submit that with that. We'd need a motion for me to sign that. Is that correct?
So move.
Yeah.
Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
It's consistent with the other permit submittal package. The City of Benton will own and operate the facilities for the line extension just like they would lift station and force main infrastructure that we had designed previously for y'all.
The other document, we've got it here as new business item C, the engineering procurement certification.
Yes.
You just want to update them on what that is?
Yeah, that form was submitted to us by the KIA. They actually have their own internal auditors that are coming through and just checking their book works. As far as the engineering procurement certification, that is actually in regards to the Draftonville sewer expansion project that's almost completed. So they were going through their works and all their books and noticed that they did not have that procurement certification on file for that project that's been completed in Draftonville. Now on that line, with the KIA and looking at the KRS regs and the KR regs, there are 2 different ways that entities can move forward with procurement of engineering services. One of them is through a formal solicitation process where they advertise for bids and qualifications packages and make a selection. The other way is through having an established relationship with an engineering firm, which is what the Fiscal Court did in that situation. We had already been working with the Fiscal Court before the project came up, and we already had a standing engineering services agreement with the Fiscal Court before that project was developed. So under those guidelines, the Fiscal Court was already in compliance with those procurement laws and certification before we entered into that contract with y'all for that design for the sewer expansion in Draftonville. And that certification simply says that the fiscal court was in line with those procurement guidelines in contracting with Rivercrest Engineering for that project. They just need that document on file for their auditing purposes internally at KA.
And that contract with Rivercrest, I think goes out to the current one that we renewed, I think it was April, goes out to 2020.
Yes.
Yeah.
But prior to that, even prior to 2017, we had a contract with the fiscal court when we started helping out with the wastewater treatment plant project after the judge came on and took office.
So for item C on the new business, basically to sign this, we need the court's approval for me to sign this.
So move.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
All right. I see you have an item H in here on drawdown request. We don't have one this time around. We will be getting that here another week or so. Once we get towards the end of May, we'll have another drawdown request. So at the June 4th meeting, we'll have another drawdown request to present to the fiscal court at that
Okay.
time. Do y'all have any questions regarding Southwest One or any design-related questions or time-related questions?
I think we're going to be discussing an executive session, if you can stick around.
Yeah.
As far as some of the other items that we had discussed.
Yeah.
So,
That'll work.
I don't know what time, hopefully here, as business goes, but I can't give you a time as far as when we go into executive session. Y'all have anything
Got my
else?
schedule open. All right,
Okay.
thank you.
Thanks, Chad.
Thanks, Chad.
All right, next, Brian Cutsinger. Good morning. Good morning, Brian.
Good morning. Thank you.
All right. Good morning, everyone. The document I've given you guys is basically kind of a rundown of a project that we're kind of working on right now. The Kentucky Office of Homeland Security has opened up its grant application period that closes June 7th. This is a grant that we typically apply for every year. It's a grant that we've had a lot of success with throughout the years in getting some of the equipment we need. Last year, for example, we were funded $52,000 for the Striker power load systems that go in the back of our ambulances that lift patients up for us. So that application period is open again, and one thing that's required for this grant is an approval or a resolution through the fiscal court for us to be able to execute this grant. What we're looking at is some of the bullet points there kind of go over a review of some of the requirements of the grant. The Homeland Security Grant Program is a reimbursement grant. So if you're awarded the money, say if we were awarded $30,000 for a piece of equipment, the fiscal court would pay for it, and then once it's paid for, then we would turn around and submit paperwork to Homeland Security for them to reimburse that money. It's not a lengthy process. Once we get all the documents in place, it's simply one form that we have to mail to them to get the reimbursement put in place. But that's something I just want to make sure that everybody understands, is that it is a reimbursement grant. One thing that we're looking at, and kind of after we reviewed the core capabilities that Homeland Security is looking at funding, one of the things that we went with was a physical access control system for our stations, and that's kind of locking mechanisms. It's basically what we're looking at is a badge type system to where we can control the badges that are active and the ones that are not active. We can have secure points at each one of our doors. We can control basically everything to do with access to the building. What we have in place now is keys. And one of the biggest issues that we run into with standard keys is that you have a part-time employee who works every once in a while, they finally resign, is getting that key back from them. So that's difficult in getting that back. And the last thing I want is, 25 keys floating around out here, there, and everywhere that give people access to our buildings. So this was kind of a good avenue, and with that being one of the core pushes that they're wanting to fund through Homeland Security, I saw this as a good opportunity to try to get this funded for us for both the Benton and Calvert City stations. I currently do not have an official quote from Premier Fire. I met with them last week, and they said it would take us probably a week to a week and a half to get me an official quote on what that dollar amount would be. In talking with him and him kind of giving me just kind of an off the top of his head, we're looking probably somewhere around $20,000 for both stations. And that includes all the hardware, the installation. Basically, that's everything up and running for roughly that amount of money. So that's basically what my grant application, once I get that quote, my grant application will be for the amount of money on that quote. One of the key things with the Homeland Security grants is obviously there's always a section that they want to know if you're able to match any dollars. The way I typically fill out grant applications through Homeland Security is I basically put in there that we're applying for 100% funding. We're not asking the fiscal court to match anything. So typically we've had luck with that, with applying for 100%. There are some instances in which if you apply for 20, they may give you 10. If that's the case, then we may have to look at our quote and maybe kind of reorganize some things and remove some things that aren't necessarily essential to try to get down to that dollar amount. But it's definitely something that we can work with, and if they can give us $10,000, then we can find some way to work with $10,000. So with the court's approval, I would like to request that we get the resolution taken care of so that I can proceed with the application process.
Brian, do you know if, I meant to ask you this, sometimes when you have like Premier Fire, you have their software, you can have like a sub to it to where, say the court has a government building, we could use the same software. Typically it's the software,
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken, but you could also,
Yeah, it could be. I'm not sure. He
can
didn't
you
mention
find
that.
out?
Yeah, I can find out.
Yeah,
'cause
find
he's-
out
like I said,
because-
he should have me that quote sometime this week, as far as that. So yeah, I can touch base with him on that.
Because we've looked at some of our other government facilities as far as keys, we got the exact same issues. And some of the vendors, once you purchase the software, getting additional keys and in place, it's not as expensive. So
Sure.
if they actually offer that, I'd be interested
Yeah,
to look
I
at
can
that.
touch base with him on that.
Yeah, if you don't
Sure.
mind. I didn't mean to get you off track here, but
No, you're fine.
if anybody doesn't have any questions, we entertain a motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
guys.
sir. Correspondence, I'll just read this. Kentucky Communications Network Authority. Dear County Judge Executive, the Kentucky Communications Network Authority, KCNA, the Kentucky state agency that oversees the Kentucky Wired Broadband Project, wants to provide you a project status update. As well, help direct questions about how your community can get more involved in this project. As you are aware, the Commonwealth is currently building a new Kentucky Wired network. This project, the largest P3 communications project in North America, will install high-speed fiber optic cable in all 120 Kentucky counties. To date, we have completed installation of 1,200 of the planned 3,300 miles of fiber. There's another 800 miles ready for deployment in the coming weeks. Although construction has taken place throughout the entire Commonwealth, the first portion to be completed will be the northern Kentucky, Louisville, Lexington area. Global internet points of presence necessary for the network's traffic to be sent and received beyond our own footprint are in Louisville and northern Kentucky, Cincinnati. Immediately afterward, the areas in eastern Kentucky will be completed, and then the project moves west. After well-publicized delays, this project is back on track and advancing faster than ever. The project is scheduled for completion in October of 2020, with the individual portions or rings of the network to be activated as they are finished. In fact, the project's current pace will see completion of the network's rings several months earlier than scheduled. The Kentucky Wired Network represents the middle mile of the broadband deployment, although it will also be the last mile to state agencies located in your county. The project, however, is also available on a wholesale basis to local government and the private sector. We are ready to assist you in explaining how your county can realize the full benefits of having access to high-speed fiber optic broadband service. KCNA functions as Kentucky's state broadband policy resource. If you or any of your constituents have questions about this project or any other broadband-related issue, we are happy to help. Please direct all inquiries to me at 502-782-5363 or Corey.Krill, that's Krill, at kentucky.gov. As we connect to the network sites in your counties, KCNA wants to thank you for your assistance as our construction vendors finish outside and inside plant construction. Again, please do not hesitate to contact us if you have any questions. Sincerely, Corey Girl, he's the program director. We'll put this up on our webpage so that anybody wants to look at that, they can look at that and contact Corey if they want to. Anybody got any questions on that?
I just hate that it's moved west after.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's not a surprise though, is it?
No. Let's see. Marshall County residual funds request, A18014 approved. This is just to update you. We had an emergency meeting some time ago regarding the sanitation plant, and the court took action to have residual funds looked into as far as the PLC and also the taking the treatment plant, the private treatment plant out. So this is the response from KIA. We reached out to them, got them everything that we needed, and it's kind of what Chad was talking about with the KIA loan. So it's dear Judge Neal, this is from Kentucky Infrastructure Authority. Thank you for your recent request dated April 8, 2019 to use residual CWSRF loan funds from the loan A18014 to better serve the citizens of Marshall County. According to your correspondence, remaining loan funds of approximately $265,000 will be used to extend sanitary sewer lines for the elimination of private treatment facilities and replace the PLC at the wastewater treatment plant that communicates with the lift stations and the collection system. This request is approved. We ask that the final draw, request, and closeout documents be submitted by February 29th, 2020, and that principal and interest payments begin June 2020. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me, Julie Bickers. So we got approved on that. That's just to update the court regarding that matter.
Do we have to pay, just out of curiosity, do we have to pay interest before then? I mean, we don't have to pay anything until June 2020.
Right. Until it's the project's completed.
Yeah, okay.
That's one of the advantages with
Dealing with
KIA
that.
loan, yeah. PACRO board members, this is just to update the court. PACRO met, and that's the Paducah Area Community Reuse Organization. But we met last week, and we did our board, we voted on our board members, and myself and Betsy Flynn were nominated as PACRO committee members representing Marshall County. So that's just to update the court. We do that annually. The board votes on their members, and the board also voted to keep the same elected officials, or not elected officials, but the board's officials, the chairman, vice chair. I chair the board, and Betsy is the vice chair. So that's just to update the court on PACRO's board appointments. Does anybody got any questions regarding PACRO, how we're involved? Marshall County, we're one of the 5 counties. Okay. Old business, approved the minutes, May 2nd and May 6th special call meeting.
So move.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Ordinance 2016-07, nuisance, amended May 2nd, 2019, second reading.
This is amending ordinance number 2016-07, an ordinance amending ordinance 2016-07 relating to the abatement of nuisances and governing the maintenance of structures and premises essential for the protection of the health and safety of the citizens of Marshall County. And Again, this is just one minor little change in the definition section. It's section 4 of definitions. Code enforcement officer means a city police officer, safety officer, citation officer, county police officer, sheriff, deputy sheriff, university police officer, airport police officer, ABC administrator, deputy judge executive, or other public law enforcement officer with the authority to issue a citation. And the deputy judge executive language is the only thing that's added. The rest of it is the same.
Is there a motion to approve the ordinance amendment for the nuisance ordinance 2016-17?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Let me read this resolution for what Brian had requested, so, because I think it needs a resolution to go along with that grant request. Resolution, Marsh County, County of Marshall, a resolution of the County of Marshall, Kentucky authorizing the judge executive to make application for and upon approval to enter into an agreement with the Kentucky Office of Homeland Security to execute any documents which are deemed necessary by KOHS to facilitate and administer the project and to act as the authorized correspondents for this project. This resolution also establishes procurement policy for any KOHS approved project for the FY 2018 application cycle. Whereas Marsh County, Kentucky desires to make an application for United States Department of Homeland Security and/or Commonwealth of Kentucky funds for a project to be administered by Kentucky Office of Homeland Security. Whereas it is recognized that an application for and approval of Kentucky Office of Homeland Security funds impose certain obligations and responsibilities upon the county. Now, therefore, be it resolved this 21st day of May 2019 by the Marsh County, Kentucky, the judge executive is hereby authorized to execute and furnish all required documentation, including a memorandum of agreement, as may be required by KOHS for the furtherance of the approved reference project, and to act as the authorized correspondent for said project. For the purpose of any KOHS-funded projects using FY 2018 funds, the county will use the provisions of KRS 45A for the purchase of equipment and/or services. For any equipment and/or services under $20,000, 3 quotes will be obtained. For any equipment and/or services that exceeds $20,000, provisions of KRS 45A will apply. Done this 21st day of May 2019 on a motion. We already made a motion to approve for the grant, but won't we make a motion for me to sign this resolution?
So move.
Second.
Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, under old business, we have the bid, the multipurpose building, item C. When we recess, I know RBS is going to be here, the architect's going to be here at 3, because he had to be in Fulton. So I know Jason wants to sit down with RBS, so we're recessing anyways until 4 for the 911 bids. So we'll just recess and we'll come back to this item at 4. Under old business, item D, the annual bids. We received those. Do you want to update the court on that, Wendy?
Yeah, we received the annual bids by Friday on the 17th, and I opened those yesterday and went through all of them and summarized because there's so many. But they'll be posted online also for people who want to see all the bids. But you want me to read the annual bid notice that was in the paper?
Yeah, why don't you do that,
Okay.
please?
Marshall County Fiscal Court will be accepting sealed bids on the items listed below until 4 p.m. on May 17th, 2019. Bid specifications and forms can be obtained from the Judge Executive's office. All bids must be submitted to the Marshall County Judge Executive's office in a sealed envelope at the Marshall County Courthouse, 1101 Main Street, Benton, Kentucky, 42025. Bid awards will be announced at the Marshall County Fiscal Court meeting on May 21st, 2019 at 9:30 a.m. Marshall County Fiscal Court reserves the right to reject any or all bids. You want me to read what all?
I think your summary.
Okay,
You need to read that.
okay. After going through the bids, the ones I recommend, for our fuel and oil, I would recommend Max Arnold's bids. Culverts, metal culverts, asphalt material, the surface and base asphalt would be Jim Smith Contracting. And then the AE90 oil, we had, no bids on it. Rock, I recommend Vulcan Materials. Concrete, we had one bid, it was Federal Materials. And striping would be Brim Striping. The road salt, I recommend that we go with Compass Minerals through the reverse auction through KCO. You probably noticed that's went up about $18 a ton this year, the salt has.
And that's, the difference there is delivered. They'll actually deliver it.
Yeah,
That's
they
all.
deliver it. We had it delivered last year also.
Jason, with this summary, can the court vote to, if there's agreement, vote to approve what was recommended?
Yes.
Okay. Is there any discussion regarding these? If not, then is there a motion to approve the summary of bids presented by the road supervisor?
So moved.
Yeah.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
We're all excited about that. Yeah. Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Wendy.
Which one did you say?
The AE90 oil for patching. Someone turned in any bids for that. Asphalt material.
So she can directly, yeah. Okay, we'll move under new business. I sat down with Jonathan Creek, and they have a project this fiscal year. We had budgeted a water model. The district got with me and Commissioner Lamb, and they've actually got a project that they would like to put in place. It's going to pick up quite a few customers for the district. But this is from Jonathan Creek Water District. I asked him to put this together for the court. This is the expense list for the proposed water main extension along Slickback Road and Gore Lane. Labor will be provided in-house by Jonathan Creek Water District. G&C Supply Company, fire hydrants and fittings, it's about $18,228.20. Ferguson Waterworks, 6-inch PVC pipe, $33,000, and Rivercrest Engineering, $26,300. It comes to a total proposal of $77,528.20. In order to hold these prices, all pipe and materials must be ordered before May 27th, 2019, due to the fluctuating oil process and proposed tariff increase on June 1, 2019. So they've asked if they could use those funds that were dedicated for in our budget this year for the water model for this project.
It covers the entire project?
The
we don't have to-
77,528, yeah.
So,
That's, how many customers is that gonna pick
That's
up?
11 as of April 28th, but since then, I think 5 or 6 more customers have expressed interest.
Expressed interest.
There's several down through that way that want water, so as the word spreads, I imagine we'll pick up
Get
more.
on, okay.
I make a motion, we approve it.
Is there a second?
second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Under new business, item B, FY 1920 earthquake renewal quote. Is there any questions regarding that? The 2019-20 earthquake renewal quote, limits 20 million, deductibles 25,000. TIV is 43,459,734. The renewal premium is 54,601. We have to have this signed and returned no later than June 10th. So if we're going to renew it, we need a motion to renew the
I move we
earthquake.
renew the policy.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, this is item D, agreement dissolving the Marsh County Calvert City Riverport Authority.
Greg Northcutt and I met last week to draft this, and it's pretty self-explanatory. It just sets out that the assets are to be split evenly between the city and the county, dissolves the board, relieves the board members of any further responsibility. The only thing that on your motion, it says that the way that it's worded is that upon execution, both sides are acknowledging receipt of those funds. That hasn't happened yet. So if you're so inclined to approve this agreement, your motion should say that you're giving Judge Neal the authority to sign this upon receipt of all funds due to the county.
When will we know that?
Greg's working on
Next meeting.
getting the real estate closed, and
Oh,
that's
it
really,
ain't
that's,
closed yet.
yeah, that's really the only thing that they're waiting on, yeah.
We're supposed to have our annual board meeting next week, but I don't know if everybody's going to be there or not.
That's the only remaining asset, so.
Yeah.
Do we know how much, or can you say how much it's you allowed to?
The total assets?
No, what the property is selling for.
The bid came in at 77,000.
70-something, yeah.
Yeah. They should have sold it last year. Yep.
Just wondering. Well, I move that we approve this, allowing him to sign this upon receipt of the actual amount.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Let's see, item E, Morris County Health Department contract for fiscal year 20. You should have a copy of that. This is, we did this just a couple meetings ago, but that was for the current fiscal year, and this one is for the FY 20. So if you're wondering why we are seeing two, it's for the FY 20 year.
Move we approve it.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item F, ordinance 2019-04, budget fiscal year 2019-20, first reading. Who's got it? I guess I'll read that. This is a summary for the FY 1920 budget. General fund, $10,108,646. Road fund, $4,443,844. Jail fund, $2,575,955. Grant fund, that's sanitation, 0. E911 fund, 825,700. Occupational tax administrator fund, 3,060,000. Alcohol beverage control fund, 398,500. Building inspection fund, 203,000, for a total of 21,615,645. That's a summary of the FY19-20. That's the first reading. That suffices.
Yeah, you don't have to have a vote on that.
Right.
Yeah.
Ordinance 2019-05, speed limit, Red River Road, first reading.
Okay, we can go ahead and have a first reading on this, and I'll explain in a minute what needs to happen in the interim. But it says this is originated from, I think, some citizens on Red River Road, but be it ordained by the Fiscal Court of Marshall County, Commonwealth of Kentucky, in accordance with the provisions set forth in KRS 189-395A, and based on the request of affected citizens and after review by the Marshall County Road Superintendent, and I'm going to recommend adding "and the Marshall County Sheriff." We usually have both departments review that. The Marshall County Fiscal Court does hereby set the speed limit at 45 miles per hour for the following roads located in Marshall County, Kentucky: Red River Road. And this would be an increase from 25?
25, and I haven't ran the road yet, I am familiar with it. I believe the straightaway probably can be raised to 45, but up around the other residents where it's pretty heavily populated, I would probably still recommend that be 25. So it would just be raising the portion of the road, probably a quarter of a mile.
So in between now and the second reading, we need to get Wendy and either Eddie or somebody from his office to go out there and take a look at it. And then if it's going to be portioned off 25, 45, then just let us know those coordinates.
So you're talking about just as you turn off 641 onto Red River until you
Straightaway
get to
being
the
45,
corner,
and
all
then
of
when
that.
you get to the curve, it would turn into 25.
Why? I mean, it's at 25 now,
The whole road's
and-
25.
and someone petitioned to have it
Ray Shelton.
raised. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we definitely need both entities out there taking a look at it.
Yeah.
Why
This is
don't
just
we,
a first reading.
direct the road superintendent and the sheriff's department to go out there and take a look at it, and come back and give us a review before we do the second reading. Would there be a motion?
For them to review it?
Yeah, for the sheriff and the,
I'll make a motion for them to review it, come back with a recommendation.
is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. I think our next meeting is June 4th. Wendy, if you, this, I don't think this is a pressing issue, but if you can't get it done before June 4th, we can do it the next meeting in
That
June.
shouldn't be a problem.
Okay. And then I'll have, did Dez type this, or?
Yeah. Anita didn't, so I think Des did.
So, okay, I'll have Dez add, and the Marsh County Sheriff's Department.
So just as a point of reference, one person, one property owner can petition to have that changed? Yes. The answer is yes.
Yes.
So it doesn't take, it just
Yeah,
takes one.
speed limits are set by ordinance, so, I mean, it can just be a request of one or more. And that's, state statute says that it's set by ordinance, so that's just.
Go to new business item I, standing order to pay salaries and utilities. do this every year. Should have a copy of that. Do we need to read the actual lines on this, Jason? It's got the summarize it. Okay. This is the, I'll just read, the annual standing order to pre-approve certain recurring expenses pursuant to KRS 68-275 subsection 3. The fiscal court may adopt an order to pre-approve the payment of monthly payroll and utility expenses. No other expenditure shall be pre-approved pursuant to this subsection without the written consent of the state local finance. The fiscal court of Morris County further orders, upon the written consent of the state local finance officer, the following expenses to be paid when due. And you've got the description. The account number is just a line number in the budget, but it shows in the description what is to be paid. Has anybody got any questions on that?
I move we approve the standing order.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. This is the East Marshall Fire Protection District. Judge Neal, this is a notification that the term of appointed East Marshall Fire Protection District Board Member Brett Edwards will expire at the end of June 2019. Mr. Edwards has decided not to serve another term. Kevin Vaughn has indicated that he would serve on the East Marshall Fire Protection Board. Mr. Vaughn has experience with emergency services and has a son that is the East Marshall fireman. We would like for you to consider him for open position on the board. Thank you for your time. So this is from John Lawton, the chairman of the East Marshall Fire Protection Board. So his term is going to expire June 2019. This appointment, my recommendation is Kevin Vaughn to be appointed July 1 with a term starting July 1 of 2019.
Move we approve the appointment.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Let's see. Okay. This is asking for approval for the economic development surplus items on Gov Deals. You've got a list here. It's surplus items: office desk chair, slightly used condition, stationary office chair, 5 conference table chairs, executive desk with matching bookcases, and metal filing cabinet. He's asking to get permission to put that on Gov Deals.
So move.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Intra-fund transfer.
While
Is
you're
that-
looking at that, I see that, so the North Marshall Water,
I'm sorry.
the North Marshall Water Board, that's not an appoint, they're not asking for her to be reappointed or anything. It was in the packet, but it's on our information where, or are they just
No.
notifying us?
They're just
that-
notifying.
Okay, that's all
Yeah.
I did, okay. Just making sure.
The actual appointment has to be made before July 1.
Okay.
That's the terms end of June.
Okay.
intra-fund transfer from general fund, 93,557,57 or 93,557.57. Jail fund from Heritage to jail fund CFSB bank only, $2,405.06. 911 fund from Heritage to 911 fund CFSB bank only, $24,850.60. Occupational tax fund from Heritage to occupational tax fund CFSB bank only, $19.07. Total bank only transfers, $120,832.30. Transfer from occupational tax fund to general fund, amount $1,800,000. Occupational tax fund from to road fund, $1,800,000. Occupational tax fund from to jail fund, $200,000. Total approved transfers, $3,800,000.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Appropriations transfer. Budget appropriation transfers, Tuesday, May 21st. Appropriation, let's see. I'm not going to read all these. Expenses through May 2nd of 19, and the transfer amount, I'll just give you the numbers. Expenses through May 2nd, 2019, $68,592.27. The transfer amount, I read the wrong line. Basically, we're transferring in the budgeted amount, $80,000 for Jonathan Creek water expansion, $13,600 for clerk's office HR funding, $1,200 for clerk's office life insurance, clerk's office health insurance, $68,000, clerk's office retirement, $122,500, county attorney investigator, $17,700, fiscal court safety OSHA, $15,000, Marshall County Sanitation District contingency reserve, 0. ABC Sheriff's Office employees retirement, $16,200. ABC Sheriff's Office employees, $91,300. ABC Office staff, $11,600. ABC Administrator, $39,700. $911 health insurance match, $62,100. $911 retirement match, $76,500. FICA match, $911 $29,200. $911 reserves, $6,800. $911 communication equipment, $38,350. $911 travel and training, $19,909. $911 salaries, $439,700. Jail reserves, $69,597.99. Jail office equipment, $5,102.78. Jail office supplies, $5,500. Jail fuel, $4,500. Jail food, $275,000. Jail cleaning supplies, $35,000. Jail maintenance salaries, $41,500. Jail secretary salary, $85,100. Road health insurance, $206,100. Road reserves, $198,376.65. Road department equipment, $590,217.30. Road department utilities, $19,200. Pipes, culverts, and sewers, $98,900. Road department building repairs and expenses, $21,000. Road secretary salary, $28,700. Wellness program expenses, $60,000. Drug-free workplace program expenses, $15,000. General fund reserves, $509,111.02. Cemetery board travel expenses, $1,800. Cemetery maintenance, $5,000. County paid sanitation travel, $2,250. County paid sanitation personnel, HRA funding, $1,000. County paid sanitation FICA match, $4,560. County paid sanitation personnel salary, $58,500. Animal shelter office supplies, $1,495. Animal shelter euthanization disposal, $500. Ambulance service uniforms, $8,000. Ambulance service hospital contract, $203,000. Judicial center utilities, $90,000. Judicial center custodial supplies, $3,500. Judicial center maintenance building and grounds, $3,600. Judicial center janitorial services, $58,500. Judicial center custodial maintenance salaries, $38,300. Hardin community building lease agreement, $2,500. Other buildings, pest control, $3,500. Maintenance building lease, $15,600. Other contract services, $3,500. Courthouse pest control, $1,000. Courthouse custodial health insurance, $19,600. Courthouse custodial retirement match, $12,300. Economic development health insurance, $9,700. Economic development retirement, $20,000. Ballots and instructions, $60,000. Polling places, $1,200. Election deputy FICA, $3,400. Election deputy salary, $43,300. County treasurer's office retirement, $33,100. County treasurer's office FICA, $12,400. Assistant county treasurer's salary, $35,800. County finance officer's salary, $38,700. County treasurer's salary, $55,800. Fiscal court vehicle lease, $4,260. Commissioner's travel District 2, $6,329.01. Commissioner travel District 1, $4,500. Computer software development, $28,100. Sheriff's office auto equipment expenses, $5,500. Sheriff's court security expenses, supplies, $500. Sheriff's court security expenses, uniforms and clothing, $3,500. Sheriff's office health insurance, $265,462.96. County Judge Executive Office health insurance, $34,200. County Judge Executive Secretary Fiscal Court clerk, $33,200. County Judge Executive salary, $99,300. Y'all want the remaining balance? Y'all got a copy of this, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
And all I would say is so I approve the appropriation transfer just with the caveat that, so that people know what the amount that you were mentioning was budgeted amount, not the actual appropriation transfer, but I approve the appropriation transfer as it is on the transfer from the treasurer. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Must not, because it hadn't got a second yet.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. And treasurer's report. April 30th, 2019, this is for the month ending. General fund, the book balance, $1,241,380.85. Bank balance, $1,307,035.52. Road fund, book balance, $117,516.39. Book balance, $119,925.16. Jail fund, you kind of got excited over there when I said that, didn't you?
I was thinking all the roads.
We're paving them all.
Jail fund,
Driveway,
$104,596.79. Book balance, $105,022.95. Grant fund, $2,014.98, the book balance. Bank balance is $20,594.49. 911 fund, $5,778.12 is the book balance. Bank balance is $5,977.93. Occupational tax administrator, book balance is $6,036,537.17. Bank balance is $6,036,641.17. ABC fund, $202,328.78 is the book balance. Bank balance is $202,328.78. Building inspection fund, book balance is $42,764.73. Bank balance is $42,769.12. Total reporting funds, book balance, $7,752,917.81. Bank balance, $7,840,295.12. Payroll fund, revolving fund not reported, book balance $388,600.14. Bank balance $410,689.70. Grand total, book balance $8,141,517.95. And bank balance is $8,250,984.82.
Motion approved, subject to audit.
Second.
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Motion to pay the bills.
Pay the bills.
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. This is a monthly report. I don't know if we read this, if this was just stuck in here, but we'll go ahead and read this. This was for the animal shelter, monthly report for April. Animals in pen as of March 31st of 19 is 38. Animals brought in by animal wardens is 81. They got that broken down. 33 dogs, 38 puppies, 4 cats, and 6 kittens. Animals adopted, 57. Animals in foster care, 0. Animals reclaimed, 7. Animals euthanized, 14. And animals in pen as of April 30th of 19 is 41. The fees brought in $890. So I think that was left in there.
That's for the, from 18 to 19, is that what we said?
That was March.
Oh, that's just the.
I'm sorry, April. That was April monthly report. That was as of the end of, there's 38 as of the end of March 31st. So we need to go into executive session for land acquisition and litigation.
So moved.
Second.
Second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. All right, we'll go ahead and call court back to session. We need a motion to recess till 4 o'clock.
So move.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We'll go ahead and call fiscal court out of recess, May 21st, 2019. First item we're going to discuss is we've got the 911 bids for the grant. So if you want to go ahead and open those, Chris.
Yeah, these are for a recorder, next generation 911 recorder for the 911 center. And all of these will be contingent upon receiving that 911 Services Board grant. So if we don't receive the grant, obviously we'll not be proceeding forward, but
It was advertised, I don't know. Is put that. The advertisement, do we gotta read that? No, okay,
As long as we got proof of it.
yeah, okay.
Oh, there it is. It's, was received May 21st at 9:45 a.m.
While he's opened up that, we've got 4 packages. One of the packages, we don't know what it is. So we're gonna go ahead and open it up, just in case it is a bid, but it
We'll
may.
let Kurt open what we don't know.
Yeah,
It's good. That's good thought.
What I do best, man.
Take it out back.
Yeah.
Good or bad, I'm usually in the middle of it.
That one was,
Nelson Systems.
Nelson? Okay, yep, Nelson. And then this one was received May 21st at 9:45 a.m. also. And this one was from vendor Exeter. And they also included an electronic copy.
Where'd this one in?
This one is the one that we're not sure what was. You need to see what it is?
go ahead, we'll treat it as a bid.
It may or may not be.
4, number 4.
At the very end.
It is not. It's not one of us. So the third response we got is from, Applied Digital Solutions. And it was, let's see, I didn't read the date and time on it. It was May 21st at 9:45 a.m. also.
If you want to take those and review those,
Yeah.
you can take those and review them, and then we'll go on with,
Okay.
multi-facility bids. All right, the bid, public safety, or actually, it's the multi-facility, purpose building. It's on their old business item C.
Thank you, Judge Neal. My name is Craig Thomas, architect with RBS Design Group. Appreciate the opportunity to be here. I believe you all have a bid tab in your packet. But nonetheless, I can go over it with you and just bring you up to speed. We received 3 bids. The low bid was from Everard Company out of Marion, Illinois. Their base bid was $1,989,995. We received 2 alternate bids. The first one was for what is known as a high-velocity, low-speed fan, and the second one's for a relief hood. Both of these items would go into the maintenance portion of the building. to cool and remove smoke evac and dust and things of that nature. Travis Construction Company was the second low bid. They were roughly $98,000 more at $2,098,000. And then DK Construction was the third bidder and highest bidder at $2,159,592. Since RBS was not that familiar with all three bidders, we asked all three bidders to fill out a contractor qualification statement. And what that does, it gives us an opportunity to understand who they are, how long they've been in business, how many different names they've operated under, lawsuits. They're also supposed to give us their financial records and things of that nature. So when we go and do our due diligence, then we can find out things about each and every one of them. So as we started to do that, what we found out about your low bidder was that they had the potential of doing really good work. Unfortunately, there were some items that were inaccurately portrayed in their qualification statement, and when talked or asked them directly, we did not get the correct answer. And going and talking to their references, we got a mixed bag from really good to not real good. And so we were very concerned about that. We then went to the next bidder, Travis. Their qualification statement, they've been in business for 38 years. They had the same answers. When asked about them, they very quickly corrected the statements, indicated they didn't understand. They thought it went for 5 years because there's a 5-year reference on one of the questions. But both companies have been involved with a lawsuit and things of that nature. They both not completed a project. One of them is one project from 1999, and the other one I'm aware of that there's 5 incompleted projects right now. So with that, one company was not necessarily untruthful, but they weren't forthcoming, where the other company was. And Travis was the company that was forthcoming. And so with that, the way the documents are set up, it's the best and most responsive bidder able to complete the project, and we think that would be Travis. Be more than glad to answer any of your questions.
Y'all have any questions? I know with the timeline, we discussed the regulations had changed for, can you go into that a little bit?
Certainly. The Kentucky Department of Housing, Building, Construction implemented a new code, and that code went into effect in 2018, mid-year, and for the second half of the year, it was by choice. You could either meet it or not. And then January 1, all documents submitted to Housing, Building, Construction had to meet it. We made a conscious decision to submit these documents prior to that deadline because the requirement was to build an ICC 500 storm shelter as a part of your facility. That would have driven the cost up probably in excess of $200,000. And with the funds and the money available, it didn't make a whole lot of sense to do that. So therefore, we have 6 months to get under construction from the time those documents were approved. We believe they were approved probably mid-January, even though they were submitted mid-December. And therefore, we've got about another 30 days or so before we have to get under construction. We could go to them and potentially get that moved back a little bit, but we're really at the end of the rope, so to speak, of that.
Moving dirt, is that all that constitutes beginning construction?
Contractors on site.
Okay. Okay.
And the reason why we bring that up is because it's several $100,000.
Yeah. Do we know, that Travis can be on? I mean, I assume that's
Well,
not an issue, that
First,
he could
first
get
thing they
that?
would do is go pull the building permit, and once they do that, that really stops the clock.
Oh,
So
okay,
we could give them notice to proceed, and they can go do that
okay,
relatively quickly,
Okay.
and that would solve the issue. But what it doesn't do is give us time to go do other things, like to go back out for bidding and
yeah.
that type of stuff, so.
Do we need to put that in the contract with them, that time frame you were referring to?
No, sir, that's just that was in the letter that we got, when I say we, you all received from Housing Building Constructions when the plans were submitted. You've got, it's a standard procedure that you have 6 months to start construction once they approve the contract documents, and that would be for any project. So at this point, you've got the 6-month grace period. If we needed another week or two, I could call Frankfurt and I could get that approved. I feel comfortable about being able to do that, but I really don't want to push it beyond that if we don't have to.
I just bring that up so that y'all just remind me. Does anybody got any questions? With the information that we've heard from RBS, is there a motion to proceed with awarding a bid to Travis Construction?
We move forward with Travis Construction.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you all. We'll put the contract together. When the contract comes back from them, they'll have their payment and performance bond attached to that. We'll also give them notice to proceed so they can start working on pulling their building permit and things of that nature, so.
Perfect.
If you have any questions, let us know.
Well,
Appreciate it.
appreciate your time. Thank you, Craig.
Appreciate y'all's time. Thank you all.
Thank you for
Appreciate it.
your efforts on this.
Chris, a
Too
message.
bad
I
there
want-
wasn't
what-
any food in
before-
that other box, or you could have taken something home for your.
Before Craig leaves, I just want to say thanks to him on the record for his work and his office's work. And they every time I sent an email or talk, they were immediately responsive, so I appreciate that.
Well, thank you. We appreciate that and appreciate working with you all. And hope for another successful project.
Appreciate it, Chris.
Thank you all.
Thanks.
Sorry it took me a little while.
That's all
All right. Gave it some good consideration and made sure they met our needs. All three of them, very good products, seen them all in action. All three of them do what we need them to do. Gotta have a winner, so, currently we're customers with the Equiture product. It was a little bit more, was the most expensive. Service-wise, contract's more expensive. Applied Digital has a better quality assurance program. And with what we're wanting to do, it randomly pulls calls, so it allows me to actually see how the folks are performing to a set of standards, so that's something that we need. And it allows for the expandability into the regionalization, more so than the other two. So that's the one we were going with.
Which one was that?
The Applied
Applied.
Digital. They're all within probably a couple $100 of each other, with the exception of the Equiture. It does have a purchase credit because we are a customer, which brings it back
I
down
saw
to the
that.
price range.
Yep.
The two were 30,000, 70 something, and this one was 30,000.
30,005.
Yeah, they were close. 30,578, and this one was like about $300 or $400 of each other.
I'm just surprised
And
that
this
much money
one
involved,
was-
they'd be that close.
The less detailed quote was this one. It was really
Yeah.
kind of hard to compare apples to apples hardware-wise
Yeah.
to what you were getting between these two. So.
If there's no questions, we would entertain a motion to accept Applied Digital Solutions quote.
Do we need to say
Subject to-
subject to?
Yes.
So-
So, if we don't get the grant, they're not pursuing. So.
Yes.
Okay.
Subject to the grant.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. let me read this resolution, because this is a KOHS grant. So this is the same resolution that Brian, I read this morning, but I'll read this one for the 911 grant. A resolution of the County of Marshall, Kentucky, authorizing the judge executive to make application for and upon approval to enter into an agreement with the Kentucky Office of Homeland Security, KOHS, to execute and document any documents which are deemed necessary by KOHS to facilitate and administer the project and to act as the authorized correspondent for this project. This resolution also establishes procurement policy for any KOHS approved project for the FY 2019 application cycle, whereas Marshall County, Kentucky desires to make an application for United States Department of Homeland Security and/or Commonwealth Kentucky funds for a project to be administered by Kentucky Office of Homeland Security, whereas it is recognized that an application for and approval of Kentucky Office of Homeland Security funds impose certain obligations and responsibilities upon the county. Now therefore be it resolved this 21 day of May 2019 by Marshall County, Kentucky, the judge executive is hereby authorized to execute and furnish all required documentation, including a memorandum of agreement as may be required by KOHS for the furtherance of the above referenced project, and to act as the authorized correspondent for said project for the purpose of any KOHS funded projects using FY 2019 funds. The county will use the provisions of KRS 45A for the purchase of equipment and/or services. For any equipment and/or services under $20,000, 3 quotes will be obtained. For any equipment and/or services that exceed $20,000, the provisions of KRS 45A will apply. Done this 21 day of May 2019. Need a motion to accept this resolution.
So move.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Say it again.
No.
The winner of the bid is Applied Digital Solutions. Is that good? Chris, can you confirm, is this a 10% match?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that was 30,005 something, so.
30,570.
Okay. And I'd talked with Emily as far as a match, depending on the amount of the bids, and that we got the money for that. I believe that's it. Motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries.